Huh. Is this going to be expose or EPK? Should I be able to read the billboards? Local time is mid-20th century. All those farts were me. Every last one. Okay, I guess touchdown was considered too explicit? Explicit. I left a surprise under my seat.
Plane from Toronto, now unloading at Gate 1.
Ooh, Gate 1? Is that in Terminal A? I never thought I'd live to see a Democrat in the White House.
Oh, there you are, young fellow.
You're on the no-fly list.
How'd you like your first plane trip?
Oh, it was a lot of fun. Gee, I wish I were a pilot like you.
Why not?
Weird
But
response.
right now, you'd better get ready for that Boston plane. Did the stewardess tell you what to do?
Yes, she said to go over to that desk and show the man my ticket.
Howard Hughes?
And I just wanted to say so long to you.
Well, thanks. But now you'd better run along.
This is the Platinum Lounge.
Great. There's nothing to it. You just land in one plane and take off in another. Goodbye.
Well, there's more to it than that.
Goodbye. Just land in one plane and take off in another.
Ignoramus.
I suppose that's how it looks to a lot of passengers. Perhaps that's the way you think of it, too.
You jerks, you're all against
There are
me.
so many things going on around an airport that Ray and other passengers never see. They don't realize that there are a great many people working in those buildings, making it safer and easier for the passengers.
Well, the buildings do look very small.
Would you like to take a little trip with me and find out about some of those unseen jobs?
Actually, I was going to check out the duty-free.
These are the mechanics who
Okay.
keep the airplanes flying. They must make sure that every part of the plane runs safely and smoothly.
Every part except the USB port in your seat.
There's several long flights. The mechanics will take it apart and check everything, even though the plane may seem to be running perfectly.
Sometimes they'll blow one up. No reason.
They take the engine all down, examine it two-part it.
Sometimes they put the plane back together wrong. See if they can accidentally invent time travel.
Then they put the engine back together again and run it at high speed for many hours.
With passengers sitting inside the whole damn time. Sure, it's a waste of fuel and bad for the environment, but if you know a better way to get to Missouri, I'd love to hear it.
The mechanic can tell from the dials just how the parts of the engine are working. Also, the big propellers are balanced just right. They must turn smoothly at high speed.
Think of all the Nazis Indiana Jones could mince in one of those bad boys. I can't believe this is a real job. No one even checks on me.
When the big plane is all together again, the mechanics know that it is running perfectly.
Unless they screwed it up.
If a person plans to travel by plane, he naturally wants to be sure that a seat will be reserved for him.
That's where William Shatner
Let's
comes
take a
in.
look at the room where calls for reservations come in. This clerk is ready to take them over her special telephone.
Sounds special.
The blackboard shows her the numbers of the planes which still have space for passengers.
It's a lie. It's all a lie.
And away the slip goes to be filed. There are many reservation clerks like this one, busy day and night, ready to answer calls.
Sorry, we're busy.
The pilot, too, has been thinking about the safety and comfort of the passengers. Let's drop in and visit him next.
Follow me to the Chili's bar.
Here's a chief pilot, just like myself, getting ready to fly his route.
His paper route.
He's figuring out the quickest and most comfortable way to fly that route. First, he looks at this drawing that the weatherman has made for him.
Cute.
Tells him what the weather is like all along his route. See that mass of clouds?
Yes.
He will plan to fly over or under them.
Erratically.
The chief pilot tells the airport people what he has decided. How high he will be flying at every spot along his route. What speed he will be flying. And the time that he can be expected to arrive at different airports along the way.
Which mistresses he'll be visiting.
Also, If he thinks the weather is not safe for flying, he can say that the plane will not take off at all.
Maybe he takes everybody to the
The
movies.
chief pilot is responsible for a lot more than just flying his plane.
He also has to bless the kosher meals.
While we're here in this room, I want you to meet another important person.
My bookie.
This man is called a dispatcher. You just saw him receiving the chief pilot's report. His main job is to decide just when each plane may take off.
The most hated man in America.
Then he must keep track of every plane as it flies between airports. Radio reports from the planes are put up where the dispatcher can see them. The dispatcher has many things on his mind all the time.
I think I'll hit Chick-fil-A for lunch.
Well, you've seen the mechanics, the reservation clerk, the chief pilot, and dispatcher.
What about the gremlins?
Oh, I see Ray's plane is out by the ramp. It's right outside, so let's step out and I'll show you another man that has an important job at the airport.
Tom Hanks.
This man is responsible for loading the plane and seeing that it's ready to take off. He's called the ramp agent.
Watch him
Sees
rampage.
that the plane is ready to receive the passengers who will be coming aboard shortly.
Testing the limits of Postmates.
These large containers hold hot food that has been prepared for hungry passengers, like Ray.
Why is that funny? I don't get it.
Fire extinguishers must be held ready, just to be safe when the engines are started. Gasoline is put into the big tanks.
Hitler's forces won't know what hit them.
There must be enough extra so that the plane can fly many hours beyond its schedule if it must.
If it runs out of gas, the plane can never land.
But the most important thing that the ramp agent does is to make sure that the whole load is not too heavy. He knows how many passengers will be on the plane. If the seats are all filled, then he can't load so much mail and freight.
Yeah, he looked real worried.
The ramp agent keeps a careful check to see that the plane can safely carry its load.
Close enough.
Well, you've seen many things that Ray and other passengers seldom see.
And yet, emptiness.
Not less than 60 people are needed to help a passenger land and take off safely and quickly. And then...
Attention.
Wrap it up.
430 plane for Boston, now loading at gate 4. 430 plane for Boston, now loading at gate 4. All aboard.
Steve, you don't have to do the accent just because the flight's going to Boston. What did they do with all those hats and giant coats?
Goodbye, Mr. Carlson.
Seamless movie magic. All right, pull the clutch. Don't flood it. Ooh, hope that job has a good health plan. Goodbye, everybody wave to the plane. Goodbye. Oh, I bet talking into that would really make your voice sound like Darth Vader. Taxi! Runway jokes.
There's one more person that we should know about before Ray's plane takes off. Let's go up to that tower.
Ooh, are we going to meet Lloyd Bridges?
This man up in the control tower is the traffic control chief. He's like the traffic policeman who makes the car stop and go so that the traffic will run safely.
Except, you know, with planes instead.
There's Ray's plane down there now. The pilot is preparing to take off.
Flight 34 to tower requesting permission
To take off. Over.
Oh, it's easier to ask for forgiveness than permission.
Tower to Flight 34, you may take off on runway C. Watch for small private plane parked near north end. Wind 15 miles, northeast, steady. Go ahead.
Now, did everybody go? Our in-flight movie will be behind the scenes at the airport. Oh, God. Ooh, always gives me a tickle in my tummy. Supervision is for suckers.
Take a good look, Ray. There's a lot more down there than just those buildings. Happy landings, Ray.
Jet fuel burns at a higher temperature than celluloid. airporttruth.blogspot.com. Thanks for watching. And hey, if you want all the fun with shorts, please check out my Patreon, where you can get early access to every video, free goodies, and starting now, a bonus Patreon exclusive episode every month. All that for a pledge of as little as $1 per video. Thank you, patrons. I'm crazy about you. I love you. Bye.